Picture this. You get an envelope in the mail with no return address. Inside, a single card reads, "You are cordially invited to the midnight tea party. Attendance is not optional." You laugh it off until midnight arrives and there is a knock at your door. This is the story of what happens when 6 strangers accept an invitation they never actually agreed to, and discover that some gatherings are designed to keep you forever. The 6 guests arrive at a Victorian mansion sitting at the edge of a town none of them can quite remember driving through. There is Eleanor, a retired professor with a sharp tongue; Marcus, a young musician who photographs everything; Dana, a corporate lawyer who trusts nothing; and 3 others who will matter deeply before the night is over. The host introduces himself simply as Dorian. He is charming, ageless, and deeply unsettling in the way that very beautiful things sometimes are. The table is immaculate. The tea smells like every good memory you have ever had. Here is where the story gets interesting. Nobody can find the door. Not because it disappeared, because every time someone walks toward it, the conversation at the table becomes so extraordinary, so magnetic, that turning away feels genuinely impossible. Dorian never forces anyone to stay. He simply makes staying irresistible. Marcus notices first. He pulls out his camera and starts documenting the room. But every photograph he develops shows the same thing regardless of what he actually photographed. 6 people sitting at a table, smiling. A 7th chair, always empty, always waiting. Eleanor begins researching Dorian through the mansion's enormous library. What she finds suggests this tea party has been running for over 300 years. Different guests, same table, same invitation, and certain guests, she realizes, simply never leave, not because they are imprisoned, because at some point they stop wanting to. Dana refuses to accept this. She is the engine of urgency in the story, the character who reminds everyone that something sinister does not stop being sinister just because it feels wonderful. And that tension between the seductive comfort of staying and the terrifying cost of what staying means is the engine that drives the entire narrative forward. Because here is the question the story is really asking. How do you resist something that gives you everything you think you want? How do you choose the difficult, uncertain outside world over a table where you are always warm, always heard, always welcome? Each character answers that question differently, and each answer reveals something raw about what they were missing before that envelope arrived. The payoff is not whether they escape. The payoff is what they discover about themselves in trying to decide whether they should. Some doors, it turns out, only open when you stop needing them to. By the final act, the empty 7th chair has a name on it. Maybe yours. Maybe mine. The midnight tea party never truly ends. It just waits for the next envelope, the next knock, the next person standing at a threshold wondering if they should step inside. The real question is not whether you would attend. The real question is whether you would ever choose to leave.